up, guys? It's me, girl Shant'e today. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome to the channel. If you are new, scratch that, welcome back. Period. Yeah. So disclaimer before we get started on this story time, I do want you guys to know I do not condone underage drinking. Please drink of age and please do not text or drive. Do not drink and drive. Just don't be dumb and drive, okay? It's about the time we got shut down by the police, but we almost went to jail because it was alcohol in there, period. And we had one minor, but she was not drinking because that was my cousin and I don't play that. I used to work at the theater, as you guys know, and we used to like have these little parties, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna name him, well, I'm gonna just say his real name, Chris. Me and Chris used to come up with these parties all the time. Like, we were literally like bro and sis. We did everything. Like, if I wanted to be a party planner back then, I would have been real successful fooling around with Chris because we always threw the latest parties. So we was just like, y'all, let's just throw a just because party. So he was like, okay, bet, we gonna just invite everybody in the theater and we just gonna do the just because little kickback. I'm talking to my best friend. I'm like, girl, we about to have a kickback. Now, my best friend never worked at a movie theater, but she was always a part of whatever. She was always there. So whatever happened at the theater, you might as well say she was working there. So I was like, we having a kickback this weekend, so make sure, you know, we together. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna invite some of my homegirls. Chris gonna invite some of his homeboys. It's just gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them. So boom, everybody talking about it or whatever, because we know we throw parties, they go down. Like, they go down. We accustomed to our parties like getting shut down, because my 18th kickback that I had got shut down. Well, it almost got shut down, but they moved the party from the room to their little banquet hall for free because they had messed with us, you know what I'm saying? But we hit capacities. So me and Chris planned it or whatever. We ended up getting the hotel because around this time Airbnbs wasn't a thing. They probably was a thing, we just probably wasn't thinking about it, but we booked the hotel. So me and my best friend had to go to my cousin's graduation or whatever. So we went to my cousin's graduation. Chris came and got us or whatever, and we ended up going to the kickback. So I had my little cousin or whatever with me. She wasn't too much younger than us. She was probably like 2 years younger than us. She wasn't too young or whatever. But around this time, we were 21. So, you know, of course, we were able to drink. She wasn't. She was hanging around me anyway at the theater, and then it was like 2 guys that was her age anyway. But us responsible adults did not let them drink. Like, we not one of them. Like, we don't do all of that. Y'all can drink whatever juice, you know what I'm saying? Come over here, chill, but y'all not gonna drink, smoke, none of that. Like, y'all gonna make sure, you know what I'm saying, do what y'all supposed to do. So I end up telling her, you know, you're not gonna drink, giving her the rundown, even though she already knew what was going on, because whenever she with me, this is what goes on. So she was like, okay, cool, I'm just ready to go have fun, you know what I'm saying? That's all really it was. Like, all we did was have fun. When I tell y'all, that was the best night ever. Like, it was so fun. Like, that night was so freaking fun. It was so freaking fun, and it intertwines. It's crazy because it intertwines with the story time of, I don't know if I posted that story time or how she was staying. I don't know. If I didn't post that story time, then it's coming. We at the kickback or whatever, so we had bottles for the people of our age or whatever, so we was in there, you know, having a good time or whatever. So we was blasting the music, having fun or whatever. We had got a warning knock or whatever from the neighbors next door. They was like, hey, can you turn the music down or whatever? So we turned the music down. Once we get one warning, me and Chris kind of tighten up. We be like, okay, because it's under, you know, us, and we ain't want our credit, we ain't want them running our cars and all that stuff. We don't want to lose no money, none of that. So I'm like, okay, y'all, we gotta tighten up a little bit. So we would take breaks in the jamming the music, you know what I'm saying, and it would be low, but we'll kind of, you know, turn it off, you know what I'm saying, and then everybody sitting and talk. So we started playing games. Y'all. We was playing Truth or Dare. It was like, when I tell y'all, the Truth or Dare game got so intense. Like, that party was lit, y'all. It was so freaking lit. So we all in there, we're having a really great time. Oh, all of a sudden it was these guys that came in here or whatever, and we didn't know them. We don't know how the heck, you know how you tell people you finna have a kickback, and they tell people, oh, we finna go, I guess, have a kick, I'm about to go to a kickback with my homegirl, my homeboy. And then the people like, oh, where said I'll push up. I think it was kind of one of them, because I know my people ain't invited, so I'm assuming Chris people had them come up. But you know, they never party with us. Me and Chris kind of do like closed invitations, because we know how people get. Like, people start, once one person say something, then a whole bunch of other people start coming. It wasn't really a private party, but it was really a private party, if that made sense. Like, it was kind of like invite only, but you know what I'm saying? So he didn't say nothing, so they ended up coming. But the first red flags was they smelled like so much weed, y'all. That's really what would have got us in trouble, was the weed. Like, the alcohol, and all of us are of age, cool, but we all going down for that. Like, that's straight illegal for everybody in here, you know what I'm saying? So we was just like, okay, we got a problem. When I tell y'all, they walked down the hallway and lit that hallway up, they lit that hallway up, baby. They was smoking pressure for real, like. And I was just like, Chris, I'm like, who is that? So Chris like, I don't even know. So we asking around, you know, who invited them. Everybody acting slow, like nobody knows. So Chris like, well, shoot, I'm gonna just go ask them, you know, if y'all gonna smoke, you know what I'm saying, go to y'all car, you know what I'm saying, air out, go outside type situation. Because if these people smell that we smoking in this, or somebody report that we smoking, they gonna call the police. We gonna be towed up. So they like, okay, cool, we got you, whatever. But you know, when you tell people to go outside, people start crowding and they cause a crowd. So the guys that came in or whatever, they was cool. They ain't gave us no, you know, too much lip or whatever about it. Because we like, bro, we don't even know y'all. We don't even know how y'all got invited here. So it's just like, you ain't got no choice but to listen to us, because you really could bounce in reality. So Chris was kind of like, just, you know, just y'all boys go outside, y'all cool or whatever. We ain't got no smoke with y'all, just go outside with whatever y'all got going on. They're like, okay, cool, we ain't got no problem with that. So we like, cool. So everybody having a good time or whatever. Next thing you know, we hear whoop whoop, and we like, oh, that's the folks. Like, we like, I'm like, Chris, that's the folks. I'm like, turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the music off. So we listening outside the window, y'all. These fools outside smoking. They got their cars open. They got blunts in their hands. Like, they didn't. It's crazy because the neighbor, she ended up calling the police, because we knew, because she came out her hotel room in her robe and stuff, and I think she went to the front office. So when she got back from the front, because I wasn't paying it no attention, I'm thinking she just, you know, I don't know why I wasn't paying it no attention. We was having a good time. Y'all, she done came out the office and walked down the hallway or whatever, come back in there or whatever. And as soon as she came back in, probably like 30 minutes later, them boys, they was jamming their music outside. They was smoking. They had bottles. Like, they was outside. And it blew me, because I'm just like, bro, this is embarrassing. Like, y'all wasn't even supposed to be here. Now y'all got the folks called. So that wasn't even a problem. All I know, I was like, Chris, look out the window, see what they saying. So we was trying to make sure that they couldn't see us, because the moment they see us, of course they're gonna come knock on our door. So the hallway was so lit up with weed. The officer, I guess they ended up being on the phone with the lady or whatever, and she told them the exact room number we was in or whatever, so they knew what door to knock on. But before they got to the door, they was outside, because we were trying to see what type of time they was on. If they was on, we about to warn y'all, just go home, or is they arresting? Them niggas went to arresting niggas left to right. So I'm like, oh my God, like, what the freak? I said, Chris, my little cousin is in here. She's underage and it's alcohol in here. You know what I'm saying? Of course they gonna test her to make sure she wasn't drinking, which she wasn't. But still, like, we got minors in here with bottles. Like, ain't no weed in here. We just got minors in here with bottles. It was the weed that really got us. So we like, oh my God, like, we finna go to jail. Like, and then we had one of my homeboys who had just went to jail. So if he get caught in here, he's going down. Like, he end up stressing. He paced it back and forth. He like, cuz a nigga is not trying to go back to jail, bro. These folks see me in here with this bottle, all this stuff. Third, I'm not supposed to be on none of this stuff. I'm not supposed to be smoking. I'm not supposed to be around none of this stuff at all, bro. I'm going back to jail. I'm like, oh my God, it's finna get real. So I'm like, just be quiet. Everybody just be quiet. Just chill out. So I took the bottle. So we opened the window, because how the hotel room was set up, it was a window out this, and because we ended up getting a lock-in suite. So it was a living room, a kitchenette, and then 2 rooms, and then the living room was a window. But that window, you can see outside. Like, okay, the room window pointed to where they was outside, where you could see the cops, but the living room window pointed towards like the street. Just give me at least, keep 1 bottle, so it don't seem as if we're not drinking, because if they test us, we all been drinking, but we're of age and we're not drunk. Thank God nobody had gotten drunk, because we wasn't even taking shots yet, because it was still early. So we was just like, we just gonna wait a little bit. Thank you, Jesus. So I was like, just give me all the other bottles. We just gonna throw these other bottles out. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, we had a bunch of bottles. Like, we OD'd with the alcohol. Like, we had OD, because we was trying to make the little hunch punch or whatever. Y'all, we had OD with alcohol. So I was like, just give me the rest of the bottles, and keep two bottles, 2 or 3 bottles, because I'm not gonna lie, it was a bunch of us. So just keep 2 3 bottles. Like, so they started passing the bottles, and so they was like, be quiet, because one thing the officers was doing, what we noticed, they started walking around like the perimeter or whatever. So we like, y'all gotta be quiet, because if they hear these bottles like getting tossed, because we had to toss them, because the worst thing you do is open the window and just put the bottle up under your window. No, because if they open the window, if they walking around and they see it's connected to the room, they're gonna be like, bro, this is obvious. Like, it's a bottle right by y'all room, out the window, y'all trying to hide something. So we literally like tossing the bottles, like tossing them, but we tossing them in the grass so you can't really hear. Y'all, my slow behind little cousin decides that she wanted to toss a bottle. This fool tossed the bottle, and like where the living room was, it was the street. She tossed it to the street, but the way she tossed it was like, She didn't toss it. I ain't gonna lie, we used to play softball, so she got an arm on her. So she tossed it like to the opposite side of the street. So it was kind of cool that I was glad it got on that side, because if it had got on this side of the street where the dang on window was, where our room was, of course it was gonna be obvious. But she tossed it to the point it went to the other side of the street, and the car had passed by at the same time she tossed it. So it kind of looked like they tossed the drink in reality. So the officer kind of just did like this on the side, and we seen him. So we all peeping our head out the thing, and we just slowly rolling, closing the window, because he started walking around like close it and then close the blind. So we closed it. So he had his flashlight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, everybody be quiet, like be quiet or we going to jail, like shut up. So everybody in there quiet. My little cousin in there, she's so scared. She like, am I going to jail? I don't want to go to jail. I'm like, shut up, fool, you're not going to jail, you're not even drunk, shut up. So she like, okay. So I just put, y'all ain't gonna lie, I put my little cousin in the closet, because she was blowing me, like she was so scared. I was like, I'm not taking you nowhere else, bro. We wasn't too crowded in the room, so they knew we was having like a little get together, but it wasn't like massive, and the room wasn't dirty, it wasn't tore up. Like we had the chairs set up, like we had the games, all that stuff. So it kind of looked like we was having like a little mini get together. Next thing you know, the officer started walking down the hallway, and we heard him like, everybody be quiet. My little cousin, and the young kids go in. Well, they're not young, but they made the kids that was underage go inside the room or whatever. So my homeboys and them, they turned on the light so it make it seem as if we weren't doing nothing. You know. It was like, hey, we smell it. We got a call that you guys were having a party or whatever, and it's weed, it's alcohol. So the officer was just, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this is the coolest officer ever. I was so happy we had him. So he was just like, he was like, is there anything that's in this hotel? He was like, is there anything in this room that I need to know about if I had to search it? Like, are there minors in here? Are there, you know, XYZ, blah, 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 blah here? I'm not gonna lie. My homeboy was like, no, there's no minors in here. And I really wanted to be like, bro, you should have just told him the truth, because he was not even coming in here. But I feel you, because you did not want to get in trouble, but don't do that again. So he was like, no, it's no minors in here. He was like, yeah, we got bottles. So he was like, everybody can give you, everybody that's in here can give you their license or whatever, so you can see that we're all of age. Nobody's pissy drunk. We had our like clothes on. Everybody was nice and neat. Everybody had their stuff on, so it wasn't like awkward, or it wasn't like to the point where it looked like we was in there having an orgy. It didn't look like that. It literally looked like we was having a gathering. He was like, is there any weed in there? And we like, no. He was like, no. He was like, the party ended up getting out. He was like, you know how the word of mouth get, you know, people invite this person. He was like, a lot of people started showing up. That's why our door got closed, because we didn't want to have too many people in here, because it really was an invite only. We don't know how all the rest of those people got here or whatever. So he was like, okay, that's cool or whatever. So he ended up walking away. We heard him talking in the hallway or whatever, and he was talking to the officer down the hallway, and he was just like, well, the lady on the phone said that she seen minors in there or whatever, and I think we should check it out, because if there's minors in there, we're gonna have a problem, especially if they drunk. So we listening, we like, oh my god. Like, he was like, I think we should ID everybody in there. We like, oh my god. The reason why is because we do got the youngest, but my homeboy, he get ID'd, he automatically going to jail, and this man is going to be pissed off. So boom, we like, oh my Jesus, like, we finna go to jail. I don't feel like going to jail. I don't feel like this, not tonight. Like, this is just supposed to be a good night. So we like, oh my god, we finna go to jail. So the officer was like, so this is when God had got us. So he was like, well, I already talked to them or whatever. I looked inside. I was so happy. He said, he was like, I looked inside, there's no minors. I did see a couple of IDs. All of them were saying 21. He said, I did see the bottles, they're not over exceeded. He was like, nobody like they were slurred or messing up their word, none of that or whatever. Woo. So he's like, you look for yourself, but I already looked. I mean, you're wasting your time. He was like, it looked like most of the trouble was outside. He said, I didn't even see any blunts. He said, I didn't see blunt wrappers, I didn't see weed shakes, I didn't see any of that. He said, the only thing I see was food, games, and alcohol. So he's like, everybody was dressed, nobody was underdressed, nobody looked like they. He said the room didn't even smell like a stench. You know how when people have sex, you can smell the sex smell. He said none of that. He said it didn't smell like anything. So the other officer said, he was just like, the man was like, okay, well, if you trust it, then, you know, we didn't got the rest outside. We got the other people outside or whatever. We felt bad, but we did tell them, like, y'all came on that loud stuff. Like, don't come to somebody kickback and then y'all end up getting arrested because y'all want to be outside. Like, I be telling people, like, don't be outside when y'all having a kickback. Like, if y'all gonna be in y'all car, be in y'all car. But y'all at a hotel outside smoking weed, got bottles, music loud. Like, what was y'all gonna expect? I was happy as I don't know what, because my homeboy really would have went to jail, and I really would have felt bad because it was just like that, because he literally had just got out. That's really another reason why we end up having to kick back or whatever, because he had just got out. After that or whatever, we closed it down. We was like, oh nah, we straight, you know, ain't nobody else can get in. They said so they had to go. So the original crew, like the workers from my job, we was the only ones that was in there, and of course like the people we invited was in there or whatever. We turned the music off. We just got back to playing games because we was like, listen, that was a little too close, because yeah, ain't nobody trying to go to jail. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. I ain't trying to go to jail at all, baby. Okay, but as I say, I do not condone it underage drinking. That's exactly why nobody that was minor in this video did any drinking at all. I really do not. I'm gonna be real, I don't even like drinking like that. Like, I love wine, but I don't drink to get drunk. Like, if I drink wine, it's because I like it and it's good. But other like hard liquor, I'm not a hard liquor girl anymore. I done had those experiences, as you guys can see on the story time. Yeah, but I hope this never happened to any of you guys. Like I said, please do not drink and drive. Please do not underage drink at all. Don't even text and drive, okay? And make sure you aren't peer pressured to do any of these things. If anybody is telling you to do it, then you need to double check if they are your friend, period. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure you post notifications on so your phone can beep, buzz, vibrate, and do whatever it does when your girl posts another video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next story time.